Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about my $820 gain on the account challenge today. It's day number 81 of the $1,000 account challenge. Started 81 trading days ago with $1,000. The account balance is now up to $29,000. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We've been breaking it down. Every single trade has been recorded in extreme detail in the 1K Challenge 2023 channel of the Discord server located under the testimonials heading. This is free to view, by the way. If you're in the Discord server or you're not a member of the Discord server and you're not active and upgraded, you're free to view this channel. You don't have to upgrade to see this. And I post wins and losses here. Sometimes I'll make a YouTube video just like I'm doing right now. So I encourage you to go review this stuff, back test it, learn from it. There's a lot of great information here and habits that you could pick up on if you just study it. So what trades did I take today? What happened? And how were we feeling? So what I want to do is actually I want to go line by line off of the watch list here, and just talk about what trades were discussed and why they weren't taken and what opportunities were presented. So we're going to start off with Apple. All right. Apple was I'm actually just going to screenshot the watch list here. Give me 1 second so we can keep this up. All right. So we're going to start off with Apple. Apple was a long idea here above 174 and a short idea below 171. So 174 is up here. 171 is down here. Apple did not break either one of those levels. So immediately, Apple's not in play, right? If something does not break the trigger levels, if something does not trade near the trigger levels or at the trigger levels, I'm not even interested in watching it or taking that trade. We know that Apple has been consolidating, right? I give you comments here. Apple has been consolidating in a tight range. So, we're just waiting for the break of the range and we haven't gotten that yet. So there's no trade here, right? So that one's easy, right? Only 4 stocks on the watch list today. Let's keep reviewing. The second one on the list, we're going to skip SPY for now. Second one on the list is going to be Google. Google was a long idea above 118. So it opens up and goes green all the way to 118 and then above 118, right? While SPY at this time was coming down and was red. So you might ask, well, Gates, wait a minute, why not take Google long here or here as it was breaking 118? And what I said in chat was this: I do not trust Google long. I do not trust it long while SPY is coming down. SPY was breaking down, broke below the previous day's closing price, was consolidating. Google was pushing. Yes, it's showing relative strength, but as much as possible, I like to trade with market backing, meaning if I'm going long on Google, I also want to see SPY pushing into high of day. It just increases your chances of being profitable on the trade. And I did not take this position because we did not have market backing. And for good reason, right? Look what Google wound up doing. It wound up kind of faking out above 118 and then just coming down below 118, ultimately rejecting it and falling back lower. So it was a bit of a fake out this morning. Now, you could have made something happen if you went long off the previous day's closing price. Maybe you went long on this dip here for the run into high of day. Sure, you could have scalped that. You could have made something happen. But off the watch list, Google was a long above 118, and we didn't get the break above 118 until here. And at the time, SPY was just coming down. So that's why I did not take the Google trade. Tesla was a short idea below 166. Now, it's kind of a similar situation on Tesla as it is with Google, but the difference is that Tesla was falling already so much down to the trigger that it felt extended even though we had market backing. So we did have market backing, right? SPY's coming down, Tesla was coming down. But by the time Tesla got to the trigger level, so Tesla was a short idea below 166, so that's right here. By the time Tesla got down to the trigger level, the move had already happened, right? And so it felt extended at this point. So the first break below the trigger level, I'm not trying to chase this down. I was looking for a rally on Tesla to treat this old support area as new resistance. So it looks something like that. So if Tesla did rally up to, let's say, 167, I might have tried it short with a stop loss at 168 for the move back down to the low of day. That could have worked, but we didn't get a rally high enough here for me to want to take the Tesla short position. So because it was extended too far down to the trigger level initially, this one is a void. I did not take this. The better entry would have been on a break of this uptrend trend line. So the better entry would have been short maybe at the break of this low. So on this candle here, as it fell back below the PDC and then rallied back up to test it. So somewhere within these first 5 candles breaking down, this would have been a pretty decent short on Tesla. But if you did that, you're not trading off the watch list. And it's okay to do that. If you can recognize that price action in real time and you can see that there's opportunity being presented prior to the break of the trigger level, then you can absolutely take the trade early. But I did not. I didn't do that. I don't think I was watching Tesla, and then by the time I saw it, it was kind of too late. So I did not take the Tesla position. Let me correct that. I was watching Tesla, but I just wasn't giving it my entire focus at the time. So the trade that I took was on SPY short, and there's a couple of opportunities here on SPY. So SPY was a long over 415. It's not even there today. It was a short below 411, which is right here. So we drew a trend line at 411, right? What we get on SPY is an opening drop down below the previous day's closing price, and then multiple rejections off of the PDC. We had a rejection there, and a rejection there. So you could have, like the Tesla position, you could have went short early on SPY, and I think a few members did. You could have went short early on SPY with a stop at 411.8 for the run down to the trigger level. That would have worked. But again, if you're doing that, you're not necessarily trading the watch list trigger level, right? So it's okay if you have the experience to be able to trade and read price action before you get the trigger levels breaks. That's okay. You can do that. But if you're new, I recommend that you just trade the watch list trigger levels when the stock breaks the trigger levels, and do so at a time when it's safe for you to do so. So what happens on SPY? We get the drop down. We see that 411.2, I drew a dotted line here. 411.2 is acting as support, rejection at PDC. Okay, all good. Then we get the drop down to 411, right? And you might be asking, well, Gates, why not take the entry short here on a break of 411? It's just not convincing enough for me. What I wanted to see was some sort of, rally back up to maybe 411.4 or even the PDC at that time to take SPY short after this breakdown. And we didn't get that. We kind of get consolidation at the trigger level. So one of the watch list rules is that if there's consolidation at the trigger, you're going to wait and stay patient and see what the next candle is going to be. So we do get the breakdown into the low of day, and then it reclaims, right? But on the reclaim, now this is important, on the reclaim, SPY was unable to make a higher high, right? It was unable to reclaim 411.2. So this old support area is now acting as new resistance. And on a rejection of that resistance right here, this is where I go short. So we get the big rejection of the resistance, the move back down, the break of this uptrend trend line, right? And the break of the trigger level, all happening all at once. So rejection of old support as new resistance, break of the uptrend trend line, and break of 411, all happening at one time. And here's your move down. So I mark it by about halfway through this candle. I'm going to admit I didn't get the best fill, but I do mark it by about halfway through this candle with a stop at 411.2, and the rest is history. We get the move down into the low of day, and I was able to nab over 20% on this trade. This whole entire thing was alerted and timestamped in the alert room. So took entry SPY short. That was at 10:06 a.m. 10:06 a.m., which is let's see. So 10:05. 10:06, right there, right? 10:06 a.m., 10:06 a.m. 98 fill price. So I give you the fill price, I give you the stop loss, I give you the contracts, I give you the time that I took the entry. And by the way, the contracts were mentioned way over here. So you should have already had those loaded in the active trader. And then it's just managing the trade from here. You can move your stop to break even for a risk-free trade. No reason why. If we're up 15%, no reason why that should be a losing trade from there. Now 20%. And all of these alerts are coming out 10:08, 10:08, 10:08, as we're getting updates as this is dropping lower and lower. 10:09, SPY short now at 20% plus. Entry was 0.98, now at 1.20. I gave you these contracts 30 minutes ago. So that is why I did not take the trade on Google. Too much extension up too fast. It did not have market backing. I did not take the trade on Tesla because it was too much of a drop too soon. Even though we had market backing, it just felt extended. Apple did not take the trade here because we did not break the trigger levels. So the entry for me was on SPY, but it needed to stay. I needed to stay patient on this. Had to see confirmation first. We got the confirmation, 3 confirmations there. Break of the uptrend trend line, break of the trigger level, rejection of the old support as new resistance. Market bought the short and got the move down into the low of day. Press that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Let me know in the comment section if you did take any of these trades before we got the trigger level breaks. I'm curious to know where and when your entry was at. Thank you for your time, and I will see you all in chat. Take care.